Last year, I slept 9 hours a night for an entire month. 9 hours. I felt rested every morning. My eyes opened, I wasn't groggy, I rolled out of bed feeling fine. But here's the thing that terrified me, my workout performance was trash. My sex drive? Gone. My afternoon brain fog was worse than ever. And when I got my blood work back, my doctor looked at me and said, "Your cortisol levels look like you're running from a bear 24/7. I was sleeping enough. I felt rested. But my body? It wasn't recovering. And if you're over 40, I guarantee you're making the same mistake I was. Today, I'm going to show you the science behind why feeling rested and being recovered are two completely different things, and why understanding this difference might be the most important health discovery you make this year. The difference between feeling rested and being recovered. Here's what nobody tells you about sleep after 40, your body becomes an expert liar. You wake up feeling fine. Not tired. You had your coffee, you're functional, you're checking emails, you're getting through the day. By every subjective measure, you feel rested. But under the hood? Your testosterone might be tanking. Your muscle protein synthesis is compromised. Your inflammatory markers are elevated. Your body is literally breaking down faster than it's building back up. And the cruel irony? You won't feel it. Not at first. Your body is so good at compensating that you'll feel fine right up until something breaks. Feeling rested versus being recovered. Let me break this down in a way that makes sense. Feeling rested means 1. You're not sleepy. 2. Your eyes can stay open. 3. You can function through your day. 4. Your brain fog has cleared enough to work. Being recovered means 1. Your testosterone levels have restored overnight. 2. Your muscle tissue has repaired from yesterday's stress. 3. Your growth hormone pulsed correctly during deep sleep. 4. Your inflammatory markers dropped. 5. Your glycogen stores refilled. 6. Your central nervous system reset. 7. Your immune system completed its overnight maintenance. See the difference? One is about feeling. The other is about functioning at the cellular level. Here's the wake-up call. A 2024 study in the Journal of Sleep Research found that 68% of men over 40 reported feeling adequately rested while simultaneously showing blood markers consistent with chronic underrecovery. That means more than 2/3 of us are walking around thinking we're fine when our bodies are screaming for help in a language we haven't learned to understand. The science, why this happens after 40. Okay, so why does this happen? Why do we feel rested but not recover? And why does it get worse after 40? The answer comes down to 3 biological changes that happen as we age. Change number 1, your deep sleep architecture collapses. When you were 25, about 20 to 25% of your sleep was deep sleep, the restorative stages where growth hormone pulses and your body does its heavy repair work. By the time you hit 40, that drops to 10 to 15%. Some guys? Under 10%. You're still sleeping 7 to 8 hours. You still feel rested in the morning. But you're getting maybe 45 minutes of actual recovery sleep instead of the 90 to 120 minutes you need. This hit me hard. I wore an Oura ring for 3 months and discovered I was averaging 38 minutes of deep sleep per night. 38 minutes. Meanwhile, I was bragging to my buddies that I got my full 8 hours. Change number 2, your cortisol rhythm gets jacked up. Your cortisol, your stress hormone, is supposed to follow a specific pattern. High in the morning to wake you up. Gradually drops through the day. Lowest at night so you can sleep. But chronic stress, alcohol, late night screens, poor diet, all the stuff that becomes harder to avoid as we age with careers, families, responsibilities, they flatten this curve. Your cortisol stays elevated at night. You still fall asleep because you're exhausted. You still wake up because it's morning. But your body never entered that parasympathetic rest and digest state where recovery happens. My cortisol at 11 p.m. was higher than my morning levels. I'd lie in bed scrolling my phone, drinking a beer to unwind, thinking I was relaxing. I was actually keeping my body in a state of alert. Sleep happened. Recovery didn't. Change number 3, your testosterone and growth hormone production tanks. Every decade after 30, men lose about 1 to 2% of their testosterone production. By 50? You could be down 20 to 40% from your peak. But here's what's worse, your remaining testosterone primarily gets produced during sleep. Specifically, during deep sleep. So you're already producing less testosterone, and now you're getting less deep sleep where it's produced, and you wonder why your recovery sucks, your muscle building slows down, and your energy is inconsistent. The same thing happens with growth hormone. It pulses 5 to 7 times during the night, primarily during deep sleep. Less deep sleep equals less growth hormone equals less tissue repair equals slower recovery. Look, I'm not trying to depress you. This isn't about getting old and giving up. This is about understanding the game you're actually playing so you can win it. Because once you know this, you can fix it. The self-assessment. Alright, so how do you know if you're just feeling rested versus actually recovering? I'm going to give you 7 signs that your body is lying to you. Grab a pen. If more than 3 of these apply to you, we have work to do. Sign number 1, your workout performance is stagnant or declining. You're putting in the work, but your lifts aren't going up. Your run times aren't improving. You fatigue faster than you used to. That's under recovery. Sign number 2, you're gaining fat despite eating the same. Incomplete recovery jacks up your cortisol, which signals fat storage, especially around the midsection. If your belly is growing despite consistent diet and exercise, that's a recovery problem, not a calorie problem. Sign number 3, your sex drive disappeared. Low testosterone is often the first casualty of poor recovery. If you've lost interest, it's not just aging, it's a signal. Sign number 4, you get sick more often. Your immune system does its maintenance work during sleep. Poor recovery equals compromised immunity equals you catch everything going around. Sign number 5, you're weirdly anxious or irritable. Elevated nighttime cortisol and poor parasympathetic recovery manifest as anxiety, irritability, and mood swings. If you're snapping at your kids or spouse more, check your recovery. Sign number 6, your resting heart rate is climbing. Track this. If your resting heart rate is creeping up over weeks and months, your nervous system isn't recovering properly between days. Sign number 7, you need caffeine to function. I'm not talking about enjoying your morning coffee. I'm talking about needing 3 cups just to feel human, needing energy drinks in the afternoon, feeling like you'll collapse without stimulants. That's compensation, not recovery. How many did you check? Be honest. If it's more than 3, you're in the under-recovery trap. You feel rested enough to function, but you're not recovering enough to thrive. And here's the good news, this is fixable. The solution, how to shift from rested to recovered. Okay. No more doom and gloom. Let's talk about how to fix this. I'm going to give you 5 non-negotiable protocols that will shift you from feeling rested to actually being recovered. Protocol number 1, prioritize deep sleep triggers. You can't just sleep more. You need to engineer deep sleep. Here's how. 1. Temperature, your bedroom should be 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Your body needs to drop its core temperature to hit deep sleep. Hot rooms prevent this. 2. Darkness, I mean pitch black. Blackout curtains. Cover LED lights. Any light exposure suppresses melatonin and fragments your sleep architecture. 3. Magnesium bisglycinate, 300 to 400 milligrams about an hour before bed. This form crosses the blood-brain barrier and directly supports deep sleep. Not magnesium oxide, that's garbage for sleep. 4. Avoid alcohol within 3 hours of sleep, I know. But alcohol fragments your sleep architecture. You'll fall asleep faster but destroy your deep sleep. Pick your battles. Protocol number 2. Fix your cortisol rhythm. Morning, within 30 minutes of waking. Get 10 to 20 minutes of direct sunlight in your eyes, no sunglasses. This sets your circadian rhythm and kickstarts proper cortisol production. Evening, starting 2 hours before bed, dim your lights by 50% or more. Use blue light blockers if you're on screens. No intense exercise within 3 hours of bed. Consider adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha or rhodiola to buffer cortisol. When I implemented the morning sunlight protocol, my sleep latency dropped from 45 minutes to 12 minutes within a week. My evening cortisol levels normalized within a month. This one change had the biggest impact. Protocol number 3, strategic exercise timing and deloading. If you're over 40 and training hard 6 to 7 days a week, you're not recovering. Period. Here's what works. 3 to 4 days of intense training, heavy lifting, HIIT, intense cardio. 2 to 3 days of active recovery, walking, yoga, light swimming, mobility work. Every 4th week, deload by reducing volume by 40 to 50%. Your ego will hate this. Your body will thank you. When I shifted from 6 days of hard training to 4 days hard plus 2 days active recovery, my testosterone went up 23%, my deep sleep increased by 18 minutes per night, and my deadlift PR went up 35 pounds in 8 weeks. More training isn't better. Better recovery is better. Protocol number 4, track your recovery metrics. You can't manage what you don't measure. Track. Resting heart rate should be consistent or trending down. Heart rate variability, HRV, higher is better. Deep sleep duration, aim for 90+ minutes. Morning subjective energy, 1 to 10 scale. Use a basic fitness tracker, Apple Watch, Whoop, Oura Ring, Garmin, or even just a journal. When these metrics start declining for 2 to 3 days in a row, you need a recovery day, not another workout. Protocol number 5, fuel your recovery. You can't outsleep a shit diet. Recovery requires raw materials. Protein, 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight daily. For a 180 pounds man, that's 130-180 g. Omega-3s, 2 to 3 grams EPA or DHA daily, fish oil or fatty fish. Micronutrients, zinc, vitamin D, B vitamins are critical for hormone production. Hydration, half your body weight in ounces of water daily minimum. The game changer for me was eating 40-50 grams of protein within an hour of waking. It jump-started my metabolism, stabilized my blood sugar, and gave my body the amino acids it needed for repair throughout the day. The 30-day challenge. Alright, here's what I want you to do. I'm challenging you to 30 days. Just 30 days of implementing these 5 protocols. For the next 30 days, get 10 minutes of morning sunlight. Take 400 mg magnesium bisglycinate before bed. Keep your bedroom at 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Add 1 recovery day to your training week. Track your resting heart rate every morning. That's it. Nothing crazy. Nothing extreme. Just 5 things. When I did this, within 2 weeks, I felt the difference. Within 4 weeks, my blood work confirmed it. My testosterone was up. My inflammatory markers were down. My deep sleep doubled. And here's the thing, I wasn't sleeping any more hours. I was sleeping the same amount. But my body was finally recovering. The difference between feeling rested and being recovered isn't just semantics. It's the difference between survival mode and thriving. It's the difference between going through the motions and actually building the body and life you want. You're over 40. You don't have time to waste feeling fine while your body slowly breaks down. You need to be recovered. You need to be optimized. You need to be functional at the deepest biological level. If this video helped you understand something you've been feeling but couldn't explain, smash that like button. Seriously, it helps me know this content matters to you. Drop a comment telling me which of the 7 signs of under-recovery hit home for you. I read every comment. And if you want more science-backed protocols for men over 40 who refuse to slow down, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Your body is still capable of incredible things. But only if you give it what it actually needs, not just what feels like enough. I'll see you in the next one. Now go get some real recovery. If you want to dive into full recovery, this is exactly why we created the Male Operating System. A practical blueprint for men over 40 who want their energy, libido, focus, and confidence back without gimmicks or obsession. Not as motivation. Not as biohacking noise. But as a system map. It shows you why energy collapses even with sleep. How stress quietly drains male vitality. How to restore recovery capacity step by step. It's not about doing more. It's about stopping the leaks. If you've ever thought, I shouldn't feel this tired, but I do, this blueprint was built for you. The link is in the description.